Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the UI in Dragon Ball Legends and a complete breakdown on basically the UI in general, changes that have been made, and just how everyone can understand the UI as much as possible so that they can obviously get to grips with the game and the changes that have been made. So let's talk about the UI. So you have your home screen, fantastic. With your home screen, you see the big story button. The big story button takes you directly to the story. It's in the same chapters as it was before. It's broken up into different segments. All clear means that you have cleared the stages. Does not mean you've cleared all the missions. You will also see a little rewards track at the bottom telling you there are new stages still to play. Next, we shift to PvP. PvP is the second, well not second, but it's the most important game function. It's the main game function. PvP will take you directly to the PvP lobby screen where you can select to play in either rated matchmaking, training matches, casual play, friend play, different types of rule sets. Proud rule set is where you play 3 rounds using all 6 units. Standard rule set is where you use 3 units and play 1 round. You can check out your rewards under rewards information by pressing I, but the PvP screen hasn't changed much comparative to what it was before. Next we click characters. This will bring you to your character party screen. Super important to understand that this is the party formation screen. This is not the character list. So this is where you can scroll through your parties. By clicking a party, you can start to amend them. You can also rotate between them there by pressing the sign buttons. Presets can be used to set your teams and call them back later. So basically saving teams for later so that you can keep more than the 6 teams at a time or however many presets you want. From the party screen, you can then select whether you wish to upgrade arts boosts or equipment. Characters gain all of their boost now while leveling. So characters will get their soul boost that they used to get, their rising souls boost, from leveling, not from basically their souls boosting experience. So now what you can do with characters is arts boost them, and then also you can upgrade their equipment, which has simplified the need for souls quite a bit. See a lot of players complaining, what happened to my characters? I boosted them and they don't have their boost anymore. That is likely because you have not leveled those characters. So you may have boosted them, but you did not level them. They were just characters you soul boosted for whatever purpose. You need to level them, they'll get their boost back pretty quickly. Arts boosting is the process of upgrading your character's singular stats in regard to special moves, strike moves, and key blast moves, and you can do that from that screen. Your character's arts boosts should have remained from the previous update. In terms of equipment, you can access equipment through the same screen. You can upgrade your equipment, re-upgrade slots, which means re-upgrading individual components of that equipment. Awaken your equipment, which is where you basically turn the equipment into a completely new one, or you can access the equipment archive. The equipment archive is a great way to find equipment. You can find a piece of equipment, click how to get, and it will tell you where you can locate that piece of gear. And if you can get it with a currency, you can even immediately basically transfer that currency for that equipment, which is great. Now, awakening, basically very straightforward. You are turning the gear into something else. It requires a couple extra steps, like for example, placing different gear pieces in there, using certain rank gear, having fragments, but it's a bit more complicated than your usual gear process, but it's not something you use as often. And then you can elect character list. This will bring up a list of all of your characters that you have. This is a great way to search for specific characters at a certain time, or maybe to look for certain types of characters. This, you can use the filters options to potentially find yourself certain characters that you maybe need, which is very important. Next, we come to the mission screen. Missions is fairly simple. Now they've changed how a lot looks, so all your missions are in separate tabs. For example, you have the one tab where you have your temporary missions. These are missions under the event side that generally are only up for a temporary period of time or are time gated. Next, we have your mission plan missions. These are obviously missions correlating to the mission plan you have selected. We then have special, which are more temporary more permanent events, but correlating to certain types of events basically. Then under the summons tab, you will find all of your summons. This is fairly simple and straightforward, and I'm sure most players will understand exactly how this tab works. Your ticket section will contain any banner that you have tickets for. If a banner is not showing up here, you either don't have the tickets for it, or you might have the tickets, but the banner is not currently available. Then we look at the news tab. This will bring you information about all the latest updates, campaign information, new events, unit updates, unit upgrades, etc. Just basically very, very straightforward. And then the gift box where you can collect any resources or gifts that have been sent to you. From there, the only screen that remains is the shop screen. You can collect a free daily gift here, but basically, aside from that, you are essentially relatively good to go. Like, you go to the shop, you buy some stuff, it's fairly straightforward. Then you can click on the event screen. The event screen is where you'll find all of the PvE related events. So you'll find nothing PvP here. Your recommended events are generally your time gated events, so your raid, your hyperdimensional co-op. These are super important, you should do these. Your growth is going to be your souls events, your boost events, how to get Zenny, how to level up your characters. Then you have original series, which are more permanent events, albeit sometimes with some temporary ones where you'll get adventure missions from. And then your special events, which includes things like your tutorials, specific character related events, Legends Road events, and also obviously as well certain other specific events. All of those are generally permanent and give you something, a character, chrono crystals, etc. If you press the little button in the bottom right hand corner, a menu will pop up that will give you access to some alternative options. Some of these are the same screens that we've seen already. For example, if I click upgrade, there are options to go click equipment upgrade and arts boosting upgrade. But there's also an option to select training, which we didn't see under the previous screen. So although some of them are the same shortcuts to certain screens, it still gives you some additional options that you may want to look at. So like there, for example, training your units, which allows you to passively train your units while you are out of the game or doing other content in the game. Then you have things like your Legends ranking, which you can access, which will give you rewards based on what you do during the month, during the campaign. You can also quickly access this by pressing your profile button at the top left hand of the home screen. If you go back to this, then you can click obviously on guild. This will give you all of your guild related information, so you're able to do that to get your guild info. Then we have adventures, which is its own tab. You cannot access this from the home screen, at least as far as I know. Adventures is basically a passive game mode whereby you set the game to do certain tasks for a certain period of time while you are away or even inside in the game, and it will give you currency which you can use for rewards and completing missions. Tournament of the Power is also only accessed through the additional menu. Here you will be able to do the Tournament of Power, which is a game mode essentially that requires you to do team setup and builds, and is also a passive play kind of mechanic where you can earn yourself some chrono crystals, which is great. Then we have the exchange shop. You will have your recommended and then you will have your permanent. Recommended is generally temporary currencies, things like summon tokens, summon coins, campaign coins, PvP coins, hyperdimensional co-op coins you'll find here because it refreshes, Zenkai coins, You'll also find Zenkai Spacetime Rush coins there, pretty much anything temporary or events that refresh. And then under permanent, you'll find any currency that does not refresh. So any currency where there's no refresh rate, where it's just set. So soul exchange metals. You'll also find the recycle center here. That's where you can recycle your old Rising Souls, Super Souls, and Zenkai Souls. So then we have the search function or scan function, which you can find from this menu as well near the top center of your screen. This function is what you will use when there is a Shenron Dragon Ball campaign, as it will require you to scan or upload QR codes. So keep that in mind, you will need that function there. Then your friend function, so you can manage your friends, friend requests, send out friend requests, look at your friends list, manage your friends list. It's super important to have a friends list because you use friends for things like, for example, raids, full power battles, etc. Then we have item packs. So you'll see the item button. I had two little disclaimers on it. Item packs are items that are temporarily stored either due to excess or giveaways, whatever it is. You'll want to use those straight away. So they are time gated, they do expire. If you ever see that notification there, go there, open your item packs. If you are full on items, try to obviously reduce them to fill up from there. If you click the customize button, this is solely in regards to Shallot. Shallot is a fully customizable story-based character with different transformations, outfits, etc., etc. And here's where you'll be able to handle him. He is actually a unit that's pretty fun to use from time to time in PvP, and you can manage his super attack here, which is important because it affects his gameplay. Last but not least, we click the other screen, and this brings us to the majority of our settings. This is where we'll handle a lot of our high priority settings. So if we click on status, for example, we can manage our backgrounds here. Why it's in the status and not profile, I'll never know. But it's important to understand that status is basically a lot of your kind of like in-game presentation stuff. So for example, changing your card sleeves, changing your background when you shift between screens, which characters pop up as your favorite characters, just a lot of kind of personal profile management stuff that's for you, not necessarily for other people to see. Like your card sleeves, they'll probably see, but I mean, like, it's things that you're going to see a lot of the time. Whereas profile is specifically in regards to your Legends profile card, which obviously, you know, is a completely different story. So that's the big main difference. It's the easiest way I know to explain to people so that you can understand. This is your title, your cards, your everything. Profile, on the other hand, is your literal profile card that you are going to be able to share or show other players. So this is also something you set up. It is also personal preference, but it's something you're going to show other players, not necessarily that you're going to be, you know, just keeping to yourself. Then we have obviously help. I suggest you read this if you are new to the game. It will help you with a lot of the mechanics. And then we come to options, which we'll leave for last because there are some things I do want to mention here that can help you and are just fun little tips and tricks. Then we have the data transfer linking. This is an important process if you are looking to connect to the Bandai Namco web store or just to set up a security mechanism should you ever transfer your account between devices. Please remember, if you transfer your account, you will lose your Chrono Crystals. So never ever transfer before a big celebration. Then you have your terms of service and all other kind of policies that you can see under the facts section. Play cinematic, which will just play cinematics, certain cinematics from the game. And that is it. That kind of covers everything you need to know. But there is a little bit of things we can look at in the options menu. So firstly, in terms of graphical display, controlling your sound, etc., etc., you're going to want to go for the recommended settings under graphics. This will help you with any frame rate drops. Depending on your device, when they update a version, sometimes you can actually need to change this. Like my device was previously on highest. Lately, I've had to shift it to a bit lower. This just helps with frame drops and just loading times and speeds. It is very important. Next, obviously, we have something in terms of your actual power saving mechanics. So you'll notice when I clicked power saving mode there, my screen became very laggy and the FPS dropped a lot. Don't ever have power saving mode on, it is not good for you, it just makes the game terrible to play. Then we have some secret stuff here, like character illustrations. This controls the characters that will pop up during a change of screen. So you'll see when I click on the party here and I go to missions, you'll see a whole bunch of characters pop up. Illustration 1 is their standard base form illustrations, whereas if I select illustration 2, then that will be their transform state. The characters here are remotely based or on your team that you just previously selected. So if you're wondering like, oh, where did these characters come from? It's probably just a screen that was collected somewhere along the way. But there are random characters that pop up. I don't know if that's currently a glitch or anything, but that is the case right now. So yeah, keep that in mind. But it is fun if you want to see your transformations and fusions instead. Select the illustration 2 option. Next, we talk about the display. Here, I highly suggest you switch off some of these notifications, largely because these are just notifications that when they pop up, you don't need to see. For example, if you're a veteran of the game, switch off the notification that tells you you're only taking 3 party members with equipment. That's usually something that just slows you down, takes extra time. Switch it off once, bam, you never have to press it ever again when you're doing those 1800 missions. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward from that aspect. But that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know, and bye.